Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's third video. We're going to look at weather next 10 to 14 days for today's third video. Day 10 will take us to the 13th of October, and we'll be able to extend out beyond that with the extended GFS and ECM ensembles, because they run around a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at CFSV2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks, and that will get us, of course, well into the end stages of October. I'll get on that for you in a moment. Just say at first, the video was our 6th upload. We've had Tony Scully's October forecast release 2. And we're going to be live streaming at 8 PM tonight. So we released a winter update. The 5th winter update was released yesterday. And 8 PM tonight we will have a live stream where we'll have a chat about winter update, see what you thought to it. And if you've got any questions, you can fire away with those. Right, so let's crack on with 10 to 14 day event. We're going to start off in the tropical Atlantic. We've got 2 interest areas, a yellow X just there and an orange X over there. So this is disturbance 2 with a 30% chance of cyclone formation in the next 2 days and a 40% chance in the next 5 days. And then we've also got disturbance 1 with a 50% chance of cyclone formation in the next 2 days and a 70% chance in the next 5 days as well. So that could well be our next tropical storm. Otherwise, the hurricanes now have disappeared for the time being, so perhaps a slightly quieter phase in this year's hurricane season for the next day or 2. Central temperature hasn't come in or hasn't come in pre-sheet for October. We do confirm we have got September's number there. We can confirm that September did indeed come out at 14.4, which is 0.9 of a degree above average. And yeah, we're waiting to get something in for October, get some data in for October so far. No data. These are GFS, upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles next couple of weeks. Like Cardiff today, so red line is 30-year upper air temperature average for Cardiff. We're starting off above average at the moment. It's going to be quite warm over the next couple of days. Getting cooler around the middle part of the week, and then really through into a second week of October up to the middle of the month. There's no sign of anything particularly warm returning. Actually, if anything, it looks a little bit below average. Especially later on as you get into the middle part of the month. That period there does look quite cool, but of course that's a long way out. Precipitation wise, there's going to be some wet weather over the next week or so, not that much though, so reasonably dry actually for the next week, with just some rainfall coming through occasionally. Around the middle part of the month looks a lot more unsettled then, and into the second half of October, so maybe the second half of the month will become a lot wetter. We'll have to wait and see. Temperature anomalies on the 3rd to the 11th of October are going to be above average. Precipitation anomalies from the 3rd to the 11th of October, wetter than average in the north, drier than average in the south. Latest wind-flow map from earth.nullschool.net shows that high pressure is sitting just to our south and southeast, but low pressure is out to the northwest with an active weather system that will bring some wet weather into northern and western regions in the next day or so. That's how the UK Met Euro run. It's looking at midnight on Thursday with high pressure to our south, low pressure to our north. We're in a flat westerly flow then, so looking rather zonal, and means westerlies carry on then into weekend as well. This area of low pressure coming in through the weekend, deepening like mad, and becoming quite a significant low to north of Scotland. So unsettled over the weekend and into the early part of next week. Icon, looks like that. Winds remain from a westerly direction over the rest of this week and into weekend as well. A significant area of low pressure develops through the weekend to north and west Scotland, that being wet and windy weather across the country. These unsettled conditions stay with us right the way through to the 10th of October, with low pressure just to west of Scotland. Pretty tight packed ice bars that as well. It's also windy as well as being wet. The GFS midnight run shows high pressure to our south, low pressure to our north on Thursday, and income those showery westerly winds that may carry on into the weekend as well. Low pressure deepening up through the weekend, bringing further spells of wet weather in from off the Atlantic Ocean. And heading up toward day 10, we keep it pretty showery and westerly further westerlies continuing, so shows longer spells of rain, particularly so for more northern areas. Extended range turning cooler as mid low pressure dies in from the north, runs down the North Sea. That pulls the wind into a northerly there for the middle part of October. That's 15th. Long way out now, of course. And then after that, we're just back into those westerlies again. So this is looking a very Atlantic-driven, very westerly, and dare I say, zonal October. 6Z, looks like that. GFS 6Z once more on Thursday. We've got high pressure to the south, low pressure to the north. In come those westerly winds as well. That scenario carries on into the weekend, but this low could bring some wet weather even to more southern areas over the weekend. Could bring a bit of soaking to the south at the weekend. Into next week, high pressure maintained to the south, low pressure to the north. Income westerlies again may bring most unsettled weather into the north and west. Driest weather will be to the south, but all areas being very Atlantic driven. That looks like the remains of an ex-tropical storm and or hurricane there at day 10, by the way. And then into a more extended range with the GFS 6Z. Again, it's just very Atlantic driven and maybe increasingly stormy actually by the very end of it, which gets us to the 19th of October when low pressure really is becoming very deep to the south of Iceland. So that looks very wet and windy by the end of the GFS 6 run. But of course, that is a long way out. If you enjoyed the video, please you like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for everybody doing that. We only need to put on around 11 or 12 or 11 subscribers now to get to 14.5k, 14,500 subscribers. So the subs move quite quickly over the weekend. So if you can give us a sub and help get us to 14.5k, that'd be absolutely fantastic if you could do that. And don't forget to tell friends and family to subscribe as well. Thank you so much. Right, the GEM looks like that low pressure is around Iceland and Greenland on Thursday. High pressure is over France. Income those westerly winds. They'll be mild winds, but will be bringing rain into more northern areas anyway. Over the weekend, this area of low pressure deepens. That brings some wet weather across many parts of the country Sunday into Monday. And then heading on towards day 10, we remain flat, zonal and westerly with further low pressure downstream. This one just here has our name on it, I think, as we get beyond day 10. So we're all looking very, very westerly. And then the ECM again shows high pressure south, low pressure north. In come those westerly winds, and they carry on up towards day 10 as well. So this is next Monday with low pressure potentially being quite wet weather across many parts of the country. High pressure originally or trying to around day 8, but by day 10 we're back to another area of low pressure. This one just here again, that's got our name on it. That will bring more wet weather beyond the 10th day. Day 10, of course, is the 13th of October. This is a precipitation forecast based on that ECM run from Precipitation.com. Initially, wet weather is in the north, but some of that rain will push eastwards around the middle part of the week. Then we go into this north-south split, so wet at times in the north, mainly dry down in the south and in the southeast until we get into the weekend, and then perhaps turning wetter even across more southern areas there potentially as we get into the weekend and early part of next week. Up to day 10, the next rain band is waiting in the wings. These are the options on the table within the ECM ensemble today for day 10. From the Icelandic Met Office gets us to the 13th of October. 12 members of the ECM ensembles with some high pressure to the north and low pressure in the Atlantic. Trying to pull in something a bit colder and drier from the northeast, I would have thought. 11 with low pressure over and through the country. That's going to be pretty unsettled. That includes the operational run, of course. 10 just here with low pressure to the northwest, high pressure to the southwest. That's going to be flat, westerly and mild, most unsettled in the north. 9 has us under high pressure. Big area of high pressure dominating there at day 10. That will be mostly dry and quite warm. And then 9 just here, low pressure to the north, high pressure to the south, all looking very zonal and flat as pancake. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. It gets us to the 18th of October. 14 members of the ECM ensembles with low pressure then through the country. Wet, unsettled and cool with winds in from the northeast. 10 with low pressure to the north. Again, that looks very Atlantic driven and unsettled. 9 with high pressure to the north and northwest. Low pressure to the south, that could bring cooler winds in from the east, and most unsettled weather with that is in southern areas 8, with high pressure just to our west. That's going to remain dry and probably quite mild. Winds coming in from west southwest direction. 6, with high pressure in the middle of the Atlantic. Low pressure over Scandinavia, that's almost turning the wind into the north. And then 4, with high pressure to our west and northwest, and low pressure to our south and southeast, and winds probably coming in from the northeast. So up to the middle part of October, it's all looking very flat, very westerly, very zonal. Beyond that, we might see a change to something potentially cooler, colder, and also wetter maybe as well. If the jet stream starts to push southwards, so that's to be revealed. Right, GFS finally, these are 500 millibar high tolerance bring down into week periods. The first week period will take us from the 3rd to the 9th of October. The coming week, as we know, are going to have low pressure to the north and high pressure to the south, and we'll bring the winds in from the west. Most unsettled weather will be in the north, driest weather will be in the south. Week 2 is the 10th through the 16th of October. Low pressure deepens to the north, high pressure slips further southwards. So that's a more unsettled week. That's bringing the jet stream southwards, and so that's turning unsettled in all regions. Week 3 is going to be the 17th to the 23rd of October, with high pressure again to the south, low pressure to the north. All looking as flat as a pancake. That's a little bit drier further south in that week. And then week 4 is going to be the 24th to the 30th of October. Westerlies continue, low pressure to the north, high pressure to the south, and winds coming in from the west or southwest direction. It's like a very, very zonal, westerly and Atlantic driven October. Right, we're done. If you enjoyed the video, remember to like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for doing that. Don't forget to tell friends about to subscribe as well. And why not drop a comment? Let us know what you think of our videos. I mean, thank you so very much for doing that. Sorry. Right, well, that's it for the 10 to 14 day event. We're going to be back at 8 PM live stream, just to come up tomorrow. So, we're going to start off with the 6 AM upload. We'll have the European Outlook as well. So that's coming up tomorrow. Extended European Outlook, next 30 days / 6 weeks, and a 10 to 14 day or 2. So that's the plan for tomorrow, but today's videos, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. I shall see you later on for our live stream. See you later on.